Hello, and today we're going to announce the 2017-2018 preview of the season and the Stanley Cup and how I believe it might go in my predictions. So we're going to start off with the West Conference. Let's start off with Pacific Conference. The Vegas Golden are a brand new team in this conference, and right now, I believe they will finish rock bottom regardless. They don't look good at all. Vegas, they just don't look good. Seventh will be Vancouver. I think they'll have a similar season this year, unfortunately. So I don't think they'll do anything. Six will be Arizona. This is very close to LA though. I do see promising things with Arizona in the future with their young prospect Armada coming in, and I can see them maybe pushing playoffs in 1 or 2 years' time. So don't worry, Arizona fans. The Coyotes might be good eventually. LA, it's gonna be a long stretch for you to make the playoffs this season. I don't think you will. You don't have the core you used to have. Unfortunately, it's not gonna show. If you don't have a team who can go all the way, it's not going to help you win. San Jose will scrap the playoffs this year. This is one of the last years. Losing some of their players to free agency is one of the worst things. Marlowe has now went to Toronto, I believe, which is one of the biggest hits to San Jose. But they still have got Brent Burns, which could help them just get to the playoffs and have one more chance at winning that cup. Calgary need to fall and get their together. If they play against Anaheim every game in the series, they will probably lose every game. But if Calgary don't slip up and have a horrible season, I think they can see some promising happening there. But they need to have a really good start for the season and not do what they did last season and wait till nearly the end and miss out. Anaheim have one of the best second lines I've seen. Kessler is one of the best centres, while as Getzlaff, Perry. This team is very good. It just needs to keep it up. Their second line can go for a few more years, and they can contend for a cup. But I don't think. But this is one of the last few attempts they have, because clearly a few teams are coming up with the ranks, such as Edmonton. Edmonton have done their rebuilding phase, and they are one of the strongest teams, and probably are one of the strongest teams in the West Conference. I see them going far in the playoffs this season. Alright, now we're going to go over to the Central. I believe another year for the Avalanche. They'll probably end up 7th. I'm sorry, Avalanche fans, but you will get better this year. You will catch up. You won't be 20 points behind every team anymore. You will probably be really close. I might even be in front of a few teams, but you won't lead. You won't have it. You'll still be 7th in your division. Winnipeg, Dallas, and St. Louis, and Minnesota. These 4 teams, I did not know what to place them. Any of these 4 teams can get 3rd or 4th, I believe. Winnipeg could pull back and have a good year. Dallas with their draft pick, their 3rd overall, could help them get to the playoffs. St. Louis, they could have another good year. Minnesota could have also another good year. These 4 right here, 3 to 6, Winnipeg, Dallas, St. Louis and Minnesota, any of those could make the playoffs. But right now, Minnesota and St. Louis are my guess. But I'm not ruling out Dallas and Winnipeg. They all have a shot. Chicago, they've lost a bit of their team recently. Most of them going actually to Carolina, I believe. Also losing 1 or 2 important players and trading to try and make a 2015 Cup squad again, which isn't a very good idea, I don't believe. But number 1, Nashville. This team is brilliant at heights. They are no joke. They have stole some brilliant players from Washington and from Montreal. PK Subban could lead you to victory, I believe. Nashville don't look like a wild card team this year. I see big things from Nashville this year. I can see them going really far. Even maybe taking the West Conference title with them. Right, now we're going to have a look at the East with the Metropolitan Division. 8 will be the New York Islanders. This one is hard. This division is pretty hard. New York haven't really done anything this season. Anything looking good. And it looks like it's very solid there. Core at age in Basel. 7 is Columbus. Columbus, I still think they have a shot at playoffs. But losing a few of their big players could hurt them badly. But I believe Columbus do have a shot. As well as New Jersey, but getting the 1st overall pick in the draft is brilliant for them. Sorry, I just moved that a bit. But them having the 1st overall pick could actually lead them to victory, I believe. They could make the playoffs. New York Rangers, Henrik Lundqvist is going to stay young forever, unfortunately. Yeah, he had a great playoff first round last season, but can he keep this up for any more? He is the only reason why you're making playoffs. And I don't think it will last anymore. Unless Henrik can keep it up and you actually find some good offensive and defense, you won't be making the playoffs. Philadelphia, also getting Nolan Patrick in the draft is really good for him. He can be one of the best players for him and actually lead them to victory. I believe Philadelphia fans, you might see the playoffs again. Carolina got loads of Chicago players over this off-season, and I believe this is their chance to really take apart the Metropolitan Division and make the playoffs. Let's get PNC Arena some fans, okay? Let's get the attendance up, okay? Being the lowest one is a bit of a disgrace. Come on, Carolina. Washington, losing quite a lot of your core to free agency and the expansion draft did not help you at all. Right now, you're in a massive one. It looks like you got to win the playoffs this season, and if you don't, you look like you're going back to rebuilding phase. I'm sorry, Washington fans. Pittsburgh, you're gonna win the playoffs. You've won the playoffs 2 years in a row. I can see you winning the division. Can I see you going far in the playoffs? I can, but I can't see you going so too far. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh fans, it's been a good run though, but losing your star man, Marc-Andre Fleury, to the Golden Knights is not going to help you. If Murray gets another injury, you're screwed. And now the Atlantic Division, Detroit look like they're going to have another horrible season and finish rock bottom. Only because they don't have really anything really good there. And not anything promising coming out of Detroit. So, your new arena, you won't have a really good season in there. Sorry to say. Florida, they don't look anything promising. They've lost one of their better players in Jaguar. Unfortunately, he has gone, unless they re-sign on free agency right after this video. But I don't see that happening. Number 6, the Buffalo Sabres. Jack Eichel could lift you to victory. You've got some young players who can really help you out. Kane can help you out as well. You can go and make the playoffs if you want, but it's going to be very hard with the goalie problem you have. Boston have been one of those playoff contenders for years now, but can they keep it up forever? It's very hard to say. They have a good team, but management is taking them down, and I feel like they could miss the playoffs this season. Montreal, you probably could have won a Stanley Cup if you kept hold of PK Subban and never made that trade. But unfortunately, you have, and you're struggling deeply. You better hope Carey Price does not turn into a complete failure during the off-season and lose into the first round against the aging Henrik Lundqvist. Number 3, Ottawa. Even though people say your style of play is boring, you did really well in the playoffs last season. On losing in Game 7 to the Penguins, it's not so much to be said about at all. So keep out of Ottawa, and you might actually make the playoffs and actually contend for one this season. Toronto, Austin Matthews, your young team is really getting better now. You've got Marwell, you've signed him on free agency. You have got a chance to go so far in these playoffs. You will probably see another Stanley Cup in the next 5 years or so. And Tampa Bay, last season, forget about that. Now it's time to fight. You still got a lot of that team from that East Conference victory you had back in 2015, and I believe you still can do it. Alright, now we're going to look at the playoffs I'm predicting teams. So we're going to look at the West to the East first round. I believe Nashville will play in St. Louis, and Nashville will beat St. Louis 4-1. Chicago, Minnesota, this one's going to be tough. But I believe Minnesota can pull the heist off and actually knock out Chicago. Chicago aren't good in the first round at all. Either they go far or they stumble at the first hurdle. Edmonton and San Jose. I can see Edmonton getting another victory here. San Jose, but more dominant this time. San Jose have lost a few of their key players, and Edmonton's roster is getting better and better over the years. So I can clearly see Edmonton walking away with this one. Similar here with Anaheim, but I see the same thing happening. Anaheim, would love to play Calgary every day, regardless. They'll probably win the President's Trophy if they actually played Anaheim every single game. So I think Anaheim will walk this one easily. The East first round, I believe Tampa Bay will play Montreal, and Tampa will probably walk away with this one 4-1, I believe. Only because There's no really good players on the Montreal team except the goaltender, and if he gets injured, the team is completely going to collapse. And struggling and losing to New York last year does not let me feel like you're going to do any better this year. Toronto versus Ottawa, this is going to be really tight, I believe. Two really good teams who could probably beat either, but I feel like Toronto will have the edge in this one, winning a Game 7 in Toronto. Pittsburgh for Philadelphia. Philadelphia will put a good fight in, but Pittsburgh will obviously take it at the end of the day, being the more overall better team. Unless Murray gets himself injured. And Washington versus Carolina. Washington probably won this one really easily. No offense to Carolina, but this isn't gonna be your year, Carolina fans. I'm sorry to announce that, but maybe next year, okay? Washington versus alright. Let's do the second round of the West, shall we? Nashville versus Minnesota. This one is quite easy. I feel like Nashville have got it in the bag. Just because they've got the way better team, and I feel like they've got it in their hands. Edmonton versus Anaheim. Unless Edmonton throw a 3-goal lead with 3 minutes remaining, I see Edmonton win the series 4 games to 2, not 4 goals to 2, sorry. Tampa Bay versus Toronto. I clearly see Tampa Bay win this one, only because of the more unique roster and the better goaltending. So I see Tampa Bay taking this one in a game 6 or 7. Pittsburgh versus Washington. Washington has lost quite a lot of their roster, but Pittsburgh have lost one of their best keepers of all time. And this could really affect them if Murray gets injured. So I feel like if that happens, Washington will easily win the series. But I still believe Washington will win the series regardless. Which is the first thing. Washington making the 3rd round. Unbelievable. I know. Nashville versus Edmonton. This will be a tight series. PK Subban, again, holding off people like Drastil and McDavid. Rene versus Talbot, but I feel like Nashville will just take the edge in this one and take it home. Tampa Bay versus Washington. This will go to a game 6 in Washington. And I see like at the end of the game it'll be 2-1 Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay will score an empty net to make it 3-1 and end that series 4-2. And now the final. I believe the West will get a Stanley Cup over back to the West side and steal it back from Pittsburgh. You lost in the final 4 games to 2 last time. I believe you've got the time. You still got all that roster, and you've even got some brand new free agent signings from Pittsburgh. I believe you will go far in Nashville, and you will finally get the first Stanley Cup in your franchise history. Well, that's my 2017 to 2018 predictions of the NHL League and playoffs. Tell me if you guys agree or disagree in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.